When an illegal immigrant allegedly murdered 22-year-old Laken Riley in Georgia, we were told it was an outlier. We were told about all the studies that show illegal immigrants don't commit crimes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Tonight, sadly, we have to say it happened again. In truth, it happens all of the time, but this case is one worth paying attention to in Palm Beach County. 3 suspected Guatemalan gang members are accused of kidnapping and sexually battering a woman multiple times. Turns out one of the 3 men facing charges was previously cited for driving without a license. The state attorney abandoned the charges after he paid a $100 fine, meaning if the laws were enforced, this crime may not have happened. Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw is with us now. Sheriff, it's good to see you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I wish it was under better circumstances. Just to be fair about this, do we have any idea when these guys came over, whether Border Patrol encountered them or whether they were gotaways?
Well, we don't. Border Patrol, I guess, their database is not that accessible. The fact of the matter is they've been in the United States. They are illegals. They didn't come through our border, I can tell you that. So they, in all likelihood, came through the mass of people that are down there coming across the border down there. But that was my emphasis, to tell people, don't think that what happens at the Mexican border doesn't affect us. It does. And here's the prime example.
There's so much said, and I believe firmly in thinking this way, that there are a lot of people coming here just for a better life, right? That they're escaping whatever's happening in their own countries, and like my ancestors did, I don't know about yours, tried to just come to America for the promise there. How do we separate them from these men and what they allegedly did?
Yeah, and you're right, I get it, but still you're talking 3 million people in excess of what we already have. That's a heck of a drain on the system. And that doesn't bother me as much because, Border Patrol is working the best they can under the circumstances that has been imposed upon them. And they've stopped like 165 people on the terrorist watch list. The group of people that bother law enforcement the most are the people called the gotaways. Those are the people that do not want to come in contact with Border Patrol because they are cartel, they are gang. They're wanted for something. They're packing fentanyl. I watched a video of 10 military-age guys that were wearing camouflage, had backpacks, had carpet on their feet so they would not leave footprints. Sure. And they got over the border and they're working their way into Texas. They're not going to stay there. And they're certainly not here to play the lotto. They're here to do bad things.
Fair enough. The reporting is that one of these men was cited for driving without a license. The state attorney abandoned the charges after he paid a $100 fine. That's not a problem at the border, though. That's a problem in wherever he was arrested, right? That is an issue that he could have been prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. ICE could have been called. There could have been pressure put on trying to get him out of here. Why wasn't that done?
Well, the guidelines on ICE getting involved have changed significantly. Excuse me. It used to be, 3 or 4 years ago, I even had an ICE agent in the jail. And if a deputy stopped somebody out there and they were determined to be illegal, we'd bring them to the jail and the ICE agents would process them and put a detainer on them. Now, we've contacted ICE on these 3 guys and they got a detainer on them. All right. But what's happened is these minor traffic violations, they're just not being enforced with ICE the way they should because they're under the constraints that have been put upon them, which are not good.
Yeah. Well, especially as you said, that you believe that these folks were gang members. And you'd think even a little investigation would have brought that to light. Sheriff, you're a lawman. I appreciate you taking us through it. I can only imagine, and look, I don't think this will be any surprise to you. El Salvadorian man arrested after 2 deportations. Everin Jevany Alfred Lopez, charged with abusing 3 children in a Maryland church, deported twice before 2020. Real quickly, sir, without major changes at the federal level, is there anything at the local level you all are able to do as you ring the alarm bells?
Yeah, well, I'm the chairman of Regional Domestic Security for all of Southeast Florida. That is Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties, right? They're the biggest counties in Florida. The ocean is our border, and we are the fence. I have a large contingency out there of boats. I put up coastal radar. We work with the Coast Guard and the Navy.
Wow.
And we stop people on the ocean. We don't let them touch shore. I stop them on the ocean. I give them back to Coast Guard. They have to repatriate them. So the key here for us is strong border presence. Stop them on the ocean. Don't let them get in.
Well, you could imagine the feds might be able to learn a thing or two from how you all do things in Palm Beach County. Sheriff, thank you. We appreciate your time. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.